Salute and welcome to the channel. So today I want to share a few thoughts I have been, thinking of as it pertains to how to leverage Game Pass Ultimate to your advantage. Now, currently, I downgraded from Ultimate down to Premium because I'm a little bit on the poor side here. Had to pay off, a couple of bills, but it gave me an idea when I saw a particular sale on a game that I have interest in, which is Doom: The Dark Ages. And I want to just share my screen right now and just kind of just show you what I mean. So if I go into the store icon and let's say I type up Doom: The Dark Ages, right? Doom, there we go. So right now, this game is only $23.09, 67% off. Normally, this game, for the standard edition, is $69.99. Now, this is a game that you have to upgrade to the Ultimate Edition, which you can see clearly here on the screen. Now, let's just say if you are a Game Pass Ultimate member, and the only reason why you are a member of this particular tier is to play Doom: The Dark Ages. I'm just using this game as just as an example. Well, if you remain subscribed, that means you are paying a little over $90 because this particular tier is $30. It's $29.99. Okay. Now, in the long run, if you are only playing this game, for instance, it would make more sense for you to just buy the game. However, if you are anything like me, that I play, for instance, a lot of different games at any particular time over the course of a 30-day period, Game Pass Ultimate is more of a better value for me. So if you're not that type of person to play a whole bunch of games throughout 30 days, then it would make more sense for you to just go and buy the game, especially in a situation where if the game that you're interested in is on sale. If I were to use another game that is on Ultimate that I do have interest in, that would be Wu Chang. Here we go. So this game is currently $34.99. The full price is $49.99. This is another game like Doom: The Dark Ages that you need a Game Pass Ultimate membership or tier to play this game. So let's just say, for argument's sake, if my motivation or my desire to have Game Pass Ultimate is to play both this game and Doom: The Dark Ages, then if I were to buy both games at full price, Doom being $69.99, this game being $49.99, you can see how that total cost can balloon and be quite substantial. However, if you are maintaining this membership month after month after month, if you just multiply it, 30, 60, 90, 120. So after about 4 months, you're pretty much have spent the amount of money that you could have used to buy both of those games at full price. Now, this is where things get kind of tricky. I don't, well, for lack of a better word. Let's just say if you're the type of person that in addition to these two games, you're also playing a whole bunch of other titles within Game Pass Ultimate. Then the value of Game Pass Ultimate supersedes the cost. Because the cost of Game Pass Ultimate, as I'll show right here, is $29.99 a month. So, like I said, if it's 30, 60, 90, 120, what is it, 150. So $150, and this is without taxes, by the way, over the course of 5 months. So you spent $150 in 5 months. If you are not the type of player to be playing a wide array of different games that are specifically tied to this particular membership, then you have scammed yourself. You are basically throwing money away, and Microsoft are happily collecting. Now, when I said specifically tied to Ultimate, that means there are many games that you can play that are on both Game Pass Ultimate and Premium, which is the tier I'm currently under right now. So, for instance, if I were to go, let me exit out of the store and go to Game Pass, right? We go to the Game Pass. So, these are all the games I have access to, okay? These are all the games I have access to. Now, I've kind of counted them, and it adds up to be a little bit over 400 games I have access to under this tier. Some of the games are on both Premium and Ultimate. One of those games I can just tell you right off the bat. Let me see. Let me use a good example. A good example would be. Hold on. Okay. Let's just say Doom Eternal. So let's just say if I'm currently working my way through Doom Eternal, right? If I'm just playing this particular game, the thing is that this game is available for Premium and Ultimate. So what I'm getting at is if I'm focusing on Doom Eternal and I have a Game Pass Ultimate membership, I'm pretty much wasting money because I can play this game under the Premium membership for only 15 bucks. So you have to do a better job, and you have to admit, I know ego is crazy, but you have to be real with yourself and recognize what are the games you are currently playing on Game Pass. Are the games you're playing on Game Pass, are they only on Ultimate? Or are they on Ultimate and Premium? Because if they're on both, then you might as well just downgrade and just play that particular game on the Premium membership, the Premium tier. But like I said, if you are that type of person where you're like, you know what, I want to play the games that are on Game Pass Ultimate. I want to play Ninja Gaiden. I want to play all these particular games as I'm about to show here. These are all of the games. Show all. So if I want to play the Ninja Gaiden, I want to play Call of Duty. I want to play those particular games that's only on this service. You have to ask yourself another question. How many of these games do you really want to play on the Ultimate service? Is it only one or two games that you are realistically going to play like hardcore? Because if that's the case, then it would probably make more sense for you to just go and buy the game. And also, chances are the game that you're interested in is probably on sale as well. Like for instance, I showed some games go on sale. For instance, right now, Black Ops 6 is on sale for $27.99. This game is on sale for $27.99. So if you're like, you know what, I love Call of Duty Black Ops 6 specifically, it makes more sense in the long run to just go and just spend the $27.99 at its current sale price than to continuously spend money on the membership month after month after month. Again, unless you are playing multiple games that are on the Ultimate tier, like I tend to do. Now, that's how you can better wager the cost versus the value, because the cost can exponentially ramp up month over month. So if you are again playing that one or two games, then yeah, over the course of time, you're going to exceed the amount of money that it would have cost to just buy the game outright. So I'm hoping this makes sense for somebody. I hope this actually helps somebody, because you can utilize the same example with, say, Netflix, for instance. I could just speak about myself that at the time I was really loving Cobra Kai, the show. It's a great show if you've never watched it. Well, I watched the entire show, and once I was done, I looked through what was on offer for Netflix, and I asked myself, am I going to commit to any particular movie or show at present time? Or am I busy with something else? Whether maybe I'm watching more Amazon Prime, maybe I'm doing more content creation, which I am, and I don't have that time to focus on, say, you know, Netflix. Then it made more sense for me to just go and just get rid of Netflix. And I think, as simple as this sounds to me, when I was just laying here in my room and I was kind of thinking of just another video idea, I was like, something? I think for the people that complain about the cost of Game Pass, I just don't feel that they are really leveraging the value to where the cost of it makes sense for them. And that's the reason why I wanted to make this video. I can use this for instance, right? Here's a very popular game, Hollow Knight Silksong. This game, surprisingly, given the quality of it, is only $20. It's only $20, right? 19.99. So if I really wanted to, and I know I'm kind of repeating myself here, but I want to hammer home the point. If I really just wanted Game Pass Ultimate to play Hollow Knight Silksong, that means I'm spending $29.99, as you can see right here, but I'm spending $30 to play a $20 game. That doesn't make any sense. That is a perfect example of cost versus value. Because in this situation, the cost is superseding the value. However, that same cost of $30, which is Game Pass Ultimate, if I'm playing multiple games within the Ultimate tier, then the value of Game Pass Ultimate supersedes the cost, even over the course of time. So if I'm doing, say, 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate, but I'm playing 6 or say 4 to 5 or however many more games on the Ultimate tier, then the value is still overriding the cost of the service. I'm hoping I'm making sense. Please leave me a comment in the video. Let me know if this makes sense to you. And I think players and just consumers in general have to find that balance for them as it pertains to the cost of something versus the value of it. You can utilize this example for, if you're going to buy a car, if you're going to buy, another type of subscription service, you have to look at the cost versus the value. Right? If we're looking at a car, do you want to spend the money for the do you want to spend excess amount of money for a car, but realistically you're not really using it that often? You're using mass transit, especially if you're living here in New York, where car insurance is very expensive, parking is a bitch. If you're working in the city, you're constantly commuting. So how often are you going to be really using your car? So the value of having that car is not as high. Whereas if you're somebody that you're going to be using your car like exponentially. So this is how you can utilize this particular thought process in just your daily life. You have to weigh the cost of something versus the value of it. And just keeping it very much Game Pass specific. This is the reason why when Microsoft increased the price of Ultimate by $10, it didn't really bother me because I understood that premise. I understood the difference between cost versus value. I know that if I'm playing, many games on the Ultimate tier as a content creator, creating content, streaming games, then with me spending $30 a month to have access to all of these games, the cost is insignificant to the value that I get. But if you're not like me, and again, to go back to this, if you're probably playing only to play, say, Doom the Dark Ages or Ninja Gaiden 4 or Call of Duty or Silksong or any one of those games I listed, and that's really your primary focus, then it would make more sense in the long run to just go and buy that game. So, in conclusion, what I want to say here is that Game Pass has incredible value. It has a pretty low cost. However, as I've been saying, if you are that type of person that only plays like one or two games, then it may not be worth it for you. But another couple of features that I would like to bring people's attention to is, so if you look here, you see it says new games on day one, which is primarily the main reason why people would go for the ultimate tier. But another thing is, if you look at the two between premium and ultimate, you'll see it says on premium, it says stream games. And then over here on ultimate, it says stream at our best quality. I think this is something that people tend to kind of overlook, or they may not be aware. So in addition to the price increase of ultimate, which basically set people's brain on fire for whatever reason, with all of the crazy outrage behind it, Microsoft also increased the quality of the cloud streaming performance as it pertains to Ultimate. They increased it all across the board, but it's kind of like they made it to where the Ultimate version of the tier has the best performance. In addition to that, the streaming quality was increased from 1080p to 1440p. So for those of you that are, interested in streaming a lot of your games, because there are many people that are out there that do that, and you have the interest of streaming beyond 1080p, or you may not even be aware that that is even an option. Game Pass Ultimate does afford the user to stream their games utilizing the ultimate tier at 1440p. For me personally, I'm the type of player who always sides with frame rate over resolution. But, for those of you that when it comes to streaming, I think this is a great addition as well. So there are a lot of other benefits, as you can read here on the screen. Some of them may apply to you, some of them may not, but there are some fundamental differences within the actual ultimate tier over the other two that are not wholly dependent on the games themselves. Because when the price increase happened, Microsoft did increase the amount of games for each tier. Because I can tell you, Game Pass Essential, which was formerly known as Core, and I think then it was changed to Console or vice versa, that only afforded you maybe a little over 25 games. Like, that was it. And back then, in order for you to have Xbox Live and the cloud functionality, you had to be an Ultimate member. That was the only tier. So Microsoft pretty much eliminated that and gave Game Pass, the Xbox Live membership, or what am I? Xbox multiplayer access to all three tiers, as well as cloud functionality across all three tiers, as well as the increase of games. So whereas prior Game Pass Essential, which was formerly known as Core or Console, had 25 games, now you're upwards of 60 plus games. Game Pass Ultimate has upwards of, I think, maybe 500 plus games. Premium has 300 plus games. No, actually, no, 400 plus. So you are getting a lot of value. And I'm saying all of this to just kind of let people know that there are some differences between the tiers that just go beyond just the video games themselves. So hopefully that makes sense. And that's all I have to say on that particular front. So anyway, I'm going to stop repeating myself. Hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully this helps somebody. And with that being said, I'm going to be out, and stay tuned for more content. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if I've earned it, as well as please follow me over on my Twitch. And I guess that's about it. So anyway, salute.